That's going to do it for us here in the North. I'm Shalia Roll.
I'm Shane Stubbs.
Thanks so much for tuning in. Here's a live look at the Bahamas tonight, coming your way next.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight at 11, the suspension of a veteran nurse following a viral video prompting a response from the nurses union. Plus, the Nassau Cruiseport CEO fires back following a tense taxi drivers protest. And a mega resort in the capital bouncing back, gearing up for a busy Christmas season. The Bahamas tonight at 11 starts now. The Bahamas tonight at 11. The final word starts now. Well, good evening. I'm Desmond Saunders, filling in for Colville Pyfram. Welcome to the broadcast. The suspension of a veteran nurse following a viral video exposing worsening conditions at the Princess Margaret Hospital, drawing the ire of the nurses union. Tonight, its president calling on the powers that be to address a myriad of pressing concerns. Leah Cooper starts us off tonight at 11.
Bahamas Nurses Union President Muriel Lightbourne is not at all happy, and that has everything to do with the recent suspension of veteran nurse Pearline Williams. This after a video circulated online discussing poor conditions at the Princess Margaret Hospital. At a press conference at the union's headquarters on Tonic Williams-Darling Highway Monday, Lightbourne held nothing back, charging that complaints about rodents, mold, and unsafe conditions in the public health care facilities have been ignored for far too long.
I honestly believe, like Ms. Williams, we take too long. I don't know what will happen after this, but I'm hoping that some resolution will come out after all of this.
According to Lightbourne, Williams received a call advising she would need union representation immediately and was then summoned to the principal nursing officer, where following a second meeting with the PNO, HR director, and a senior union officer, the terms of her suspension from October 31st to November 14th were explained. Health Minister Dr. Michael Darville and former Health Minister Dr. Dwayne Sands have both condemned the decision.
When I hear the former Minister of Health speaks to this matter as if this is something new, it baffles me. I have been dealing with the minister for the past couple of months for nurses in the Ministry of Health, in the Department of Health, that was suspended unconstitutionally, and he has said nothing.
Lightbourne says what has happened should spark serious talk about protecting whistleblowers. It's a right already spelled out in the Freedom of Information Act passed back in 2017, but that law still hasn't been enacted. Executive Chairman of the Organization for Responsible Governance, Matt Aubrey, elaborates.
While there is a clause in the Freedom of Information Act 2017 that references that anybody bringing forward information in good faith should be protected, there isn't any clarity on how that would happen or where that is.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Leah Cooper.
Well, still talking health, measles is back in the news after making a worrisome comeback. The Pan American Health Organization this morning revealing a troubling surge in the highly contagious respiratory disease that stripped the region of its free measles status for the first time in more than 2 decades. According to PAHO's latest data, more than 7,000 confirmed cases have been reported across 10 countries in America so far this year, a sharp rise compared to the same period in 2024. Head of Comprehensive Immunizations, Dr. Daniel Salas, pins down the resurgence to declining immunization coverage, pandemic disruptions, and misinformation surrounding vaccines.
It is important to continue the assessment. They started to present cases in January 2025. But, as Dr. Jarvis Barbosa mentioned, we are really encouraging and hoping that they are going to be able to stop the transmission due to the same strain before that January comes. But it is important that for the classification of the outbreak, they need to have epidemiological research on the field to try to have very clear if there is a link between the different states outbreaks that they have been presented. But we're hoping that U.S. is going to be able to stop the transmission as they did in the past.
While the Bahamas has no confirmed cases, local health authorities expressed concern that falling vaccination rates could leave the country vulnerable to an imported case. PAHO Assistant Director Dr. Rhonda Silly-Thomas stresses that while the disease is highly contagious, it's entirely preventable. She points to efforts to restore stronger immunization coverage as key to regaining the region's measles-free status and preventing further spread.
We seek to get 95% coverage for both first and second doses. It's a challenge sometimes to get that coverage for the second dose. For the Caribbean in general, the Caribbean does have good vaccination rates. We do see a decline from time to time. You mentioned the upcoming winter season. Yes, we are concerned about diseases that can be transmitted via the respiratory tract, via respiratory secretions, and measles is one of those. So, of course, we are concerned. So we encourage countries to get the vaccination coverage to at least 95%. We also encourage persons to report cases of fever and rash as soon as possible, and as Dr. Salas would have mentioned, to not travel when they do have symptoms of fever and rash so that we can avoid the spread of the disease.
Well, we turn our attention now to that protest staged by taxi drivers just outside the Nassau Cruise Port Sunday, drawing a response from Port CEO Mike Moore, who says rules are in place for safety, fairness, and proper management of one of the country's busiest tourism hubs. Moore laying out in a release set on Saturday evening, a taxi driver breached security barriers at Kelly's Dock, an area the port leases and uses as a staging site for taxis during ship days and for event parking. Licensed taxis, he says, are only allowed access between 4 a.m. and 1 hour after the last ship departs. And on that night, the final cruise ship leaves at 5:30 p.m. According to the port CEO, when drivers refused to leave, police were called in to clear the area. Now, despite the tensions, the port CEO acknowledged that taxi drivers remain a vital part of the overall tourism experience. Well, over 200 new team members have started training ahead of the Royal Paradise Island Beach Club opening next month. The onboarding, held in partnership with the National Training Agency, signals Royal Caribbean's commitment to empower Bahamians with world-class hospitality skills and sustainable job opportunities.
Yes, it's a very dynamic program with Royal Caribbean and learning about the Royal Way, which is based on 3 major pillars about being passionate, committed, and friendly. And as we know, those are pillars even of Bahamian hospitality. And so that's what our new recruits can expect, to learn more about the Royal Way, to learn about how to effectively execute their jobs, delivering quality service, and to really go above and beyond to create an ultimate beach day experience for both Royal Caribbean guests and Bahamian residents.
Training manager Christopher Trico says the next step is all about preparation, making sure each team member is ready to deliver that signature Bahamian experience once the resort swings open its doors.
So the next phase is making sure that everybody gets familiarized with the different work areas. So the site is still under construction, and once that is completed, then we can get everybody on the island to island walkthroughs, making sure that everybody is familiar with their different stations. So we have food and beverage, lifeguards, safety and security, and we need to make sure that everybody knows what to do and how to do it so that we bring that authentic Bahamian experience to all of our guests here at Royal Caribbean.
Christmas is certainly looking bright for luxury resort Bahamas after a slow fall. The Cable Beach property is said to be headed into a busy holiday season. At Bahamas, the lull of September and October is giving way to the buzz of the holiday season. President of Bahamas, Graham Davis, says the resort is bouncing back.
We've not seen really any fall off in group business for 2025 and the rest of the year. Thanksgiving will be full. We'll be full, getting full over Christmas. In between, we have some great group business. We have the Mark Wahlberg celebrity Foundation tournament coming up here in a week's time. We have the John McEnroe Bahamas Cup in December early, which will be exciting to raise money.
Mrs. Davis says despite a slower start to 2025, the resort remains on solid footing and is already looking ahead to a booming 2026.
The year of 2025 has not met our expectations, but it's still been a very good year, I think, for all of us here at Bahamas. And I'm very optimistic for 2026. Our booking pace for the beginning of the year for first quarter is certainly robust, ahead of expectations, and ahead of same time last year. That being said, we are relying on the U.S. economy, and we need to always be vigilant.
The resort's president credits new airlift from Canada, strong U.S. travel demand, and a full slate of group business, including celebrity tournaments and the NCAA basketball teams, for keeping the momentum high. And next year, he says, the excitement will reach a new level.
We'll also be opening up our new podcast studio in early 2026 in February, where we'll have live broadcasting every week here at Bahamas. Podcasters from around the world. They'll be podcasting in residence, and they'll be bringing in audiences enjoying live podcasting, whether it be comedians, whether it be news, sports.
Well, a proud moment for the Bahamas and the wider Caribbean. Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, the Honorable Chester Cooper, has stepped into the role of Vice President of the General Assembly of the United Nations World Tourism Organization. DPM Cooper will work with Saudi Arabia's Minister of Tourism, who has been elected President of the UN, WTO, and other international tourism leaders. Minister Cooper says he's honored to contribute to the global forum, ensuring that the perspectives of small island nations remain central to the dialogue on the future of tourism. Well, congrats. Today marking former Commissioner of Police Clayton Fernando's first day on the job as the new Consul General for Canada. Fernando arrived in Canada last Thursday and met with team members a day later. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs noting in a release that CG Fernando is well qualified and equipped to strengthen the country's presence in Canada, will lead the team to help shape a new era and ensure talented young Bahamian professionals and students are respected and recognized to advance the country's diplomatic ties and growth. Well, still to come, the regional Anglican diocese gets a new archbishop. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight at 11. There's more after this.
You have enough things to worry about. Living in a world that can seem opposite of the things you are trying to accomplish.
I can need a little help with this.
We're here to let you know that you don't have to go at it alone. Choose peace of mind. Choose comfort. Choose CB. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Your home is your sanctuary. The last thing you need to worry about is rodents. Once they enter your property, they can be tough to get out. If you're concerned about rodents, call Rent-A-Kill initially. We offer the latest, most effective treatment for safe, fast, and long-lasting results. From prevention to elimination, our integrated approach guarantees protection. For rodent control you can trust, there's only one name in the Bahamas. Rent-A-Kill Initial.
Things may be tough, but Wendy's got you covered. Grab a day single or chicken sandwich with a junior fries and 16-ounce beverage for just $6.95. Why choose less from the other guys when you can get more? At Wendy's, we're providing bigger bites and better deals. So purchase your Tings Tough Value Meal today. Now available at all locations excluding the airport and food truck.
Well, a 24-year-old American got more than he bargained for when he went spear fishing in waters off Chub Key yesterday. Police say he was bitten by a shark while reeling in his catch. Luckily, his injuries were minor. He's since been discharged. The Anglican Diocese in the West Indies enters a new era following the election of a new archbishop. After hours of voting, Right Reverend Philip Wright, Bishop of Belize, was chosen over Bishop Leish Boyd to lead the regional Anglican Church.
It gives me an opportunity to serve the church I love, the church I've devoted the majority of my life to, and to know that I can continue to be a part of moving the work and the mission and the ministry of the church forward is truly a privilege.
Government officials spending a few hours on Bimini this past Saturday, honoring 17 of its unsung heroes as part of celebrations marking Remembrance Day. Cheryl Dames has a story.
It was a moment set aside to honor those who took the charge to stand with courage in the face of war. A cadre of veterans serving on location from Okinawa, Japan to Afghanistan, awarded for their unselfish service to the United States Armed Forces, which by extension not only protected the free world, but also the shores of our Bahama land. Prime Minister Honorable Philip Davis, serving as the keynote speaker at the award ceremony, says ever so often a community does something that matters, and tonight was one of those moments.
They wore uniform, they faced the unknown, and they did it with the same determination that has always defined the people of Bimini.
The weekend of events began Friday with a motorcade to Heroes Park, where a plaque dedicated to the veterans was officially unveiled. Then on Saturday, November 8th, a special honors and awards ceremony held at Resorts World Bimini. Member of Parliament for West Grand Bahama and Bimini, Kingsley Smith, expressing deep gratitude to the veterans, noting that these are often the quiet stories that go untold.
You left the warmth of our small islands. You traded our calm seas for distant battlefields. You stood tall and swore an oath not for yourselves, but for the defense of freedom.
Michael Pintard, leader of the opposition, also on hand for the occasion, praising the honorees for their unselfish sacrifice.
The average person is not putting themselves in harm's way when they know people back home are partying and living a lavish lifestyle. You decided in the midst of opulence in the United States, in the midst of prosperity in the Bahamas, that you were still prepared to put your life on the line.
Committee Chair Edward Wilkinson says this recognition is a small token of gratitude that's long been overdue, while honoree Gregory Arena, who served as an F-16 crew chief, was simply excited to be a part of the ceremony.
This has been something that I envisioned about 10 years ago.
I feel so proud as a Bahamian that served in the United States Air Force.
Tonight, Bimini's unsung heroes honored through a special recognition ceremony as the country observes Remembrance Day. And with government officials, friends, and family sharing in the moment, it is certainly a proud night for these men and women whose service and courage stretch far beyond the Bimini shores. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Cheryl Dames.
Well, great stuff. With over 45 restaurants, bars, and lounges, it's hard to believe Bahama would add to its already impressive lineup. But as Mauritian Barrows tells us, it has with the grand opening of Leola Restaurant.
A taste of Italy has arrived in paradise as world-renowned chef Scott Conan brings his signature flair to the Bahama resort with the opening of Leola, a fine dining restaurant mixing Italian cuisine with Bahamian elegance. With a soft opening Friday evening, attendees had the opportunity to try authentic Italian dishes such as risotto and pasta pomodoro, while enjoying an intimate evening inspired by Italian charm and Conan's signature approach to simple yet soulful cuisine.
We want people after dinner to walk out happier than when they walked in. Now that sounds pretty simple, right? You know, if you've ever worked in a restaurant, it's much more difficult than it sounds. But it's really that intention, it's really that approach with the guest. It's really the sincerity and the authenticity more than anything else.
President of Bahama, Graham Davis, noting that the restaurant also serves as a platform to showcase and further develop the talents of Bahamian chefs working alongside international culinary experts.
That he's bringing his talents down to the Bahamas to elevate the culinary experiences and also to create opportunities for Bahamian chefs. All of our chefs in the kitchen are right here from the Bahamas, except for one executive chef who will be training our Bahamian chefs to grow and take over the restaurant. So we're very, very proud of all of our Bahamian talent that are growing up in this restaurant and creating exceptional food and an exceptional experience.
Among the attendees, local celebrity chef Jamal Petty praising the restaurant's offerings, noting that while he at times can be a tough critic, every moment of the experience exceeded his expectations.
Sometimes I get a bit discouraged because I go to some places and you'll find a place may have like incredible ambiance, but the food is just okay, or it may be the opposite way around. I think what I've seen tonight, if they could go ahead and duplicate this is like a combination of both, and that's amazing.
Deputy Director General of the Ministry of Tourism, Dr. Kenneth Romer, adding that the opening of Loyola signals the growth of the Bahamian brand as a world-class location for premier dining and experiences.
It appears now from the early inquiries to be hitting the mark. So we're very optimistic that this is going to do very well. This opening at the right time, going into Q4, is going to create tremendous experience for Bahamas and by extension for the entire destination.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Marishan Barrows.
Wow, already getting hungry. Amajal Knowles has a look at what's coming up in sports.
Dozens of athletes honored at the National Sports Awards. Details of that story and more coming up in sports.
Our company offers a simple philosophy, open hands. What do open hands mean? If you keep your hands closed, nothing comes in, nothing goes out. If you keep your hands open, a lot of things comes in, a lot of things goes out. We cannot expect to be a successful company without blessing our community and blessing our country.
My good friend and valued client, Dominic Stirrup, approached me following a meeting we had and told me of the idea that he had of feeding 10,000 Bahamians on Thanksgiving.
There was a lot of details to put together, had to figure out how to get it done, but at the end, it was worth it. At the end, it gave me a heart of gratitude to know that our company is reaching out to so many persons.
We invite you on a journey to witness an extraordinary chapter in the story of the Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, a tale of compassion, unity, and the true spirit of Thanksgiving.
Welcome to your Monday Sports Check, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles, topping sports on Saturday. A number of the country's top athletes and sporting bodies recognized for their feats this past calendar year at the National Sports Awards. The event took place at the Sandals Resort and was hosted by the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture, all a part of their National Sports Month. Majority of the sporting awards went to the Bahamas Association of Athletics Associations, as well as the Bahamas Aquatics Federation. Now, the Junior School Male and Female Athlete of the Year awards went to Egan Neely and Jose Johnson, respectively. The Senior High School Male and Female Athlete of the Year awards went to decorated swimmer Marvin Johnson and Junior Pan Am gold medalist Eliza Denning. Lamar Taylor and Anthea Charlton would win Collegiate Athletes of the Year. The Carista Bahamas Aquatics team would win the Youth and National Team Awards. Aljabano McPhee was named Coach of the Year. The Grand Bahama Sports Council was recognized as the Family Island Sports Council of the Year, while the Grand Bahama Baseball Association received the League of the Year award. San Antonio sports team catching up with some of the recipients after the award show.
It was really breathtaking, and I couldn't believe that I was able to get an award of this. I want to thank God for giving me this nice opportunity and allowing me to really flourish my talent, to get where I need to be, and to thank all the supporters and my family, everybody who's around me to help me on my journey to receiving such an award and doing so good at Carista.
It feels amazing, especially as an athlete from a less traditional sport. It feels amazing to be recognized.
Oh, it's very exciting. I think last year I wasn't able to come back home. I think I was in the middle of school, so it's nice that I'm able to come back, see my family, and come to this award ceremony and receive 2 awards. It's very nice.
It feels awesome, but firstly I just want to thank God because I wouldn't even be here without him. I also want to thank my family because of their support, and I am really delighted to be here today to come and win this award.
And on Friday, numerous athletes and sporting figures were inducted into the Legends Walk of Fame at the Queen Elizabeth Sports Center. The inductees included Bahamas Olympic Committee President Rommel Fisher-Knowles, Olympic swimmer Nikia DeVoe Christie, world indoor record holder Devin Charlton, Bahamian Major League Baseball star Jazz Chisholm Jr., World Masters record holder Timothy Munnings, and Special Olympics athlete Anita Lynx-Monker.
It means a lot, you know, it's just the beginning from what I feel like we could do in the Bahamas, especially in baseball, and I just feel like, you know, I'm just excited that I got this opportunity.
My years as an elite athlete were long over, but it shows that if you put the hard work in, you stay dedicated and committed just as you would as an elite athlete, you still can achieve great things.
Well, it's an incredible accomplishment, I mean, incredible. Especially in sports administration, when a Bahamian excels, it's a great, real honor.
And over in the pool in Coral Springs, Florida, Bahamas' water polo team set to return home with some hardware after the boys' U14 squad defeated Trinidad and Tobago in the gold medal match at the Carifta Aquatics Water Polo Championships. Coaching staff includes head coach Lottie Barbley and assistant coach Wanda Lee Burrows. And also set to travel for regional competition is the Bahamas women's national basketball team as they head to Guyana to compete in the FIBA Women's Caribbean Championship, tipping off on Wednesday. The 242 will face Guyana, Suriname, Jamaica, and the Virgin Islands. The team will be coached by Donnie Culmer, will be assisted by Anthony Swaby, Diati Delancey, and Jerron Keno Burrows. And that's going to get your sports on this Monday. I'm Amajal Knowles signing out until tomorrow.
Honey barbecue, sweet and spicy on noon. Signature hot wings. What's your flavor? Roasted garlic parmesan, tastes so good, chicken. Ghost pepper wings.
Now available at Popeyes in Nassau.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance. Peace of mind.
The internet isn't just for surfing. There's a sea of shoppers buying online, and you can connect with them on Tingsy. Tingsy is the SBDC's online storefront built for Bahamians. Take your business to the next level by selling to customers online, both at home and around the world. People want Bahamian things, and if you got things to sell, sell on Tingsy. Find out how you can connect with a sea of buyers by visiting tingsybahamas.com.
Well, it's time now for a weather check with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Basil.
Good evening, Desmond. In the tropics, very quiet again this evening. We have a couple of weak tropical waves. They're all drifting towards the west, but no signs of development over the next 7 days. But on the other end of the spectrum, though, we do have this cold front, which is now pushing through the northwest Bahamas. Just went through the capital just a few minutes ago. It had brought in some showers, but behind that, we anticipate the winds to pick up. There are going to be some breezy conditions, and temperatures will drop. So there will be some chilly conditions heading our way over the next 24 hours. So you're going to need to dust off those sweaters and jackets over the next couple of days. There goes the frontal boundary now, pushing through with a couple of showers, which we said already went through the capital, and our temperatures around the islands this evening. Marshall Abaco, 72 degrees, 68 degrees in Grand Turkey, also Freeport, Grand Bahama, telling us that the frontal system has already passed through that portion of the northwestern parts of our country. Berry Island, 75, Alisson Bimini, 72 degrees, 79 in Harper Island. Here in the capital, 78. Fresh Creek Central Andrews 77, and then we pick up some 76 in Kemp Space on Andrews. Black Point Exuma out of South Carolina 77 degrees, and those 77 extends into San Salvador and Arun Key. Georgetown Exuma 2 degrees down at 75, and then we pick up a pocket of 74s in Ragged Island, Clown, Long Island, and Crooked Island. Betsy Bay Maguana 79, Akron 79, Matchy Tiny Nog was 78 degrees, and the Turks and Caicos Islands a warm spot tonight at 84 degrees. Now, yeah, forecast tonight, we're looking at strong winds behind that front, very cloudy conditions, 68 degrees for your low temperature, which is pretty seasonal for this time of the year. And then tomorrow, we're looking at very windy again with some low clouds still lurking around. High temperature tomorrow, going to struggle to get up to 72 degrees, which was very much below average for this time of the year. So some nice chilly temperatures, but that will be short-lived as we expect temperatures to start increasing over the next couple of days. Tuesday, 72 degrees. By Wednesday, we back up to 76, 77 on Thursday, and then we get back up into those 80s on Friday. The weekend looking a little bit more on the warm side, but the nighttime temperatures, they're going to remain very comfortable. We're looking at upper 60s to low 70s for the next couple of days.
Thank you, Basil. That does it for the Bahamas tonight at 11. Thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. Thank you for watching. Have a good night.
At Centerville, I'm LaDawn Davis. This is ZNS.
Oh, hey, where are you guys going?
Oh, to the movie.
See ya. Did they pay?
Is my name Debbie?
I can't believe them. I mean, it was one thing for them to eat here for free when I thought this business was taking off, but I am one stuffed mushroom away from the poorhouse.
Why don't you just say something to them?
I shouldn't have to. They're my friends. They should be supporting me, not taking advantage of me.
Well, maybe they don't know that. Neither of them is very bright.
Make sure that your mission is intact. Yes, Mom! Agent 1, what is a touch? Physical contact, Mom. Agent 2, what is a good touch? Touches that make you feel all right, Mom. Such as? A high five, a handshake, even a kiss, Mom. Good. Now, Agent 3, what is a bad touch? Touches that make you feel not so good, Mom. Like a slap, a kick, a pinch. And most important, if someone touches your private part. And what do we do when someone gives us a bad touch? You tell a trusted adult, Mom. For help, Mom. Tell them, don't do that, Mom. Agent, I see that you understand. Now it's your mission to spread this information. Just remember that good touches are okay. And bad touches are not okay. So, Agent, go spread the word. Yes, Mom.
Are you ready for the hardest sports show